This is Tarheel Talk, an in-depth look at the issues and people making news in North Carolina. Here's your host, Sonia Williams.
There are more than 200,000 Hispanic students in schools throughout the state. And today, we focus on an organization whose mission is to keep Hispanic students in school, encourage them to graduate, and pursue higher education. The North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals is celebrating 15 years of promoting education among Hispanic youth. With us today are the co-founders, Marco and Susan Zarate. Thank you both so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to the audience of Tarheel Talk.
Absolutely. Now, the North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals, you two helped found this organization back in 1999. Give us some history on the organization and its mission.
For the foundation of the society, we have to go probably to the middle 1990s, when Susan and I, we start looking at the influx of Hispanic students in our public school system, especially Susan, that was a teacher in a public school system. And the thought at that time was looking at the challenges that this new and growing student population were having in our public schools. The thought was we need to have an organization that is going to help these kids to succeed in education. And with that, on February 10 of 1999, the society is incorporated at the state level as a nonprofit organization, and 3 months later as a 501c3 organization at the national level. And it is important to mention that the model of the society is a kind of unique in the country. We are a professional organization, but the only mission is to promote education among Hispanic youth. In other words, people join the society to help our children to succeed in education. All of our programs are educational, and we have had the opportunity to establish a lot of first ever programs, educational programs here in North Carolina. And basically because of this growing and new student population.
Absolutely. Before we talk about some of the programs, Susan, having been a public school teacher, talk about some of the challenges that you saw in the classroom with our Hispanic students.
Sure. First of all, the language barrier was a big challenge because a lot of the students were coming in and they didn't speak English very well. And then we had teachers, the teachers didn't speak Spanish, or they didn't have, they don't have to speak Spanish, of course. But the language barrier was a big problem. And then it was how to teach students when you don't know what they're saying. What are the best ways to teach students that are coming in from a totally different culture, a totally different environment, different school systems that have different ways of teaching? How do we work with these students? What are the methods and the practices that we need to work with these students? So those were the challenges that a lot of the teachers faced. But also cultural-wise, that was a big issue also. You have to learn another culture. What is this new culture like? How do I reach the families? How do I reach the parents? So there were several challenges.
Lots of issues to address. Let's talk about some of the programs, Marco, that are designed to help promote education and to address some of the issues that Susan spoke of.
Sure. We have to start talking about our Hispanic Educational Summit, which is targeting middle and high schoolers. It is the largest conference in North Carolina, and we started actually a month ago. We have our 15th conference, and since 2000 we have received 11,700 middle and high schoolers to attend this conference. And basically the idea of the conference, bottom line, is to encourage them to do well in school, to graduate from high school, and to pursue higher education. During the conference, we have close to 30 concurrent sessions talking about career planning, education planning, life skills. And also we have a college fair. I mean, we invite the community colleges, universities, and also organizations that have educational programs to bring to them and tell them, this is what we have. And something that happened with a lot of our Hispanic community members is that lack of information. So for them, it's very important that we bring to them information that probably it will be difficult for them, for their parents, to get that information.
And I believe we have a few photographs from the summit. You bring thousands of middle and high school students together in one setting to get this information.
Right.
Yeah, we can see on the screen this is photos of our program. We have a science program called Good Stewards of the Environment. That actually is a grant from Burroughs Wellcome Fund.
Oh, wow.
It's targeting middle and high schoolers to expose them to science. The idea is, as you know, there is a lack of students that wanted to go into STEAM careers, and actually engineering is one of them, and that's one of the purposes, to expose Latino students to science. This is an excellent program that we are targeting middle schoolers from close to 4 counties around Raleigh. Very important program. Also, we can talk about other programs that, for example, we have our Stay in School campaign. And the Stay in School campaign is an awareness campaign with the support of Univision. We encourage students to submit a public service announcement, 30 seconds, basically with the idea of the students telling their peers
To stay at
stay in school,
to graduate.
graduate, and pursue higher education if you can. We have we have received close to 190 PSAs. And this is an excellent, it's a win-win program, because when you are asking the students to submit a PSA, you are already doing your campaign.
Absolutely. You're getting the students involved, and as a teacher, you know that's crucial into helping them make that connection.
Exactly.
So when you talk about some of the other programs and campaigns, there's one that focuses on educating the parents, because a lot of our students are first generation here in the U.S. Language is a concern and a barrier when it comes to sharing information with the parents. Talk a little bit about the outreach efforts to parents.
Sure. 4 years ago, we started having this, what we call Hispanic Latino Parents Fair. And the idea is to bring, there are research that when a Hispanic, any student, when they are sharing the information with their parents, and both of them know what are the challenges, what are the goals, the results are, you can see the results. It's because something that always, as a parent, I think we need to let our children know that we support them with their education.
Right.
So 4 years ago, we started having this Hispanic Parent Fair, and later on, it was called Mi Éxito la Universidad, My Success the University. Basically, we have a presentation workshop for parents in Spanish sometimes, and also presentations for the students. This is a very good program because, again, bring the parents and the students together to learn what they need to be doing to have success in school.
And that's a key component as well, is to involve the parent and educate the parent.
True. Yes.
We're going to take a break. We'll talk more in just a minute. We'll be back with more on efforts to help Hispanic students succeed in school after these messages. The North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals is a nonprofit organization designed to promote education among Hispanic youth. The organization is celebrating 15 years of serving the community, and with us again are its co-founders, Marco and Susan Sarate. Now, before the break, we were talking a little bit about some of the programs. I know an important program with the society is its scholarship program. Susan, talk a little bit about this particular program.
Okay. In 2004, we started the North Carolina Hispanic College Fund. It is at the Triangle Community Foundation, and with seed money from Progress Energy, and it is now supported by Duke Energy Progress, SAS Institute, Food Lion, and private donors, members of our society donate to it. And what we do is we have a scholarship process, and the deadline is January the 15th, and students apply. We really look at a lot of things like community involvement, volunteer work, etc., things like that, and whether students' parents have gone on to college or not. We really try to see, we would like for first-generation students to go to college, and we also look at the family income, because as you know, a lot of parents can't afford to send their kids to college. And so far we've given away 189 scholarships worth over $250,000.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And we started something a couple of years ago at the Hispanic Student Summit where we asked the students to give back. We want them to give back, and so we said we would like for you to donate $1. So the kids were coming up and donating $1, and now we call that Students Helping Students Go to College.
Wonderful.
And that we've had some success with that, with kids donating to other kids to be able to go.
That concept of giving back, and I'm sure with over 11,000 students attending the summit, that's a nice donation or a nice contribution to the fund.
And a lot of times it's not too much about that dollar, but it is more a kind of teach them about giving back to the community, which is very important. And I think our Hispanic community needs to do that.
Sure.
And I just wanted to say very quickly, the society is an example of a nonprofit organization that it is not waiting for somebody else to help our kids. We're trying to help our own kids.
Good point. Now you have a video that talks a little bit about the importance of staying in school and pursuing education. Let's take a look at that.
Sure, thank you. At the North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals, we truly believe that education is the foundation of everything that can happen good in life.
One of my biggest goals is going to college, and once I go to college, it'll be something amazing that I would do. Find my career, get a good job, and be a successful person in life.
When I was in middle school or just starting high school, I would say, oh my God, I'm never gonna go to college, or I'm not gonna have that money, or life is gonna be hard. And now I know that I can go to college, I can become what I want to become, and I'll do pretty good in life.
A lot of these students have so many obstacles, so many things going against them, that it would be easy for them to give up, but they haven't, and they're working harder. So we need to work hard for them. Together we can do it. Juntos, we can do it. And as the saying goes, sí se puede.
For Hispanics in general, I say focus in school. Focus on what your dreams are. Like, set specific goals that are achievable, because that's what helps you get further in life.
There's more in their future than what they see in their community, their neighborhood, or their peers. And that really it's up to them.
Persevere. Perseveranza es algo que los estudiantes llevan adentro. Es seguir luchando por una mejor vida.
People say you gotta follow your dreams, but for me, you gotta lead them. You don't follow them, you lead your dreams, no matter what.
Lead your dreams. I love that. Very powerful message and very powerful story, and important messages for students to keep them in school and pursuing higher education.
Sure. That's the idea, and something that I wanted to say before we finish this segment is that the thought of the society is that always that investing in the education of Hispanic students is investing in North Carolina. With the demographics, changing demographic in our state, is very important to have a skilled student population that they will become adults and they will contribute better to our state. Very important.
And the society has made great strides in recent years in improving the graduation rates among Hispanic students. Talk a little bit about that and the impact that this organization has had on students.
Well, the overall graduation rate for Hispanic students has gone up 23%. And that's the largest jump that we've seen so far.
That is incredible. And that's in the last 6 years or so?
6 years.
Yes.
Last 6 years.
And when we started 50 years ago, we're looking at 5 out of 10 Latino students were dropping out. 5 were graduating and 5 were dropping out. Nowadays, we are very happy to see the figures, and nowadays we're still losing probably 2.5 Latino students out of 10, but it is a great improvement. I mean,
definitely making progress.
A very strong progress. And every year we see more and more families valuing education. I mean, more and more students finishing high school and thinking about going into college. All of these programs that we have, we believe we are contributing in a small way to this graduation rate, obviously. I mean, students are receiving, being impacted in a positive way from a lot of different manners, but this Stay in School campaign, this encouragement to go to college, our scholarship programs, all of those are things that we truly believe that we're helping a little bit with this increase in graduation rate among our Hispanic Latino students.
Absolutely.
But I think that the parents are also, like you said, becoming more involved. But also you see that the schools are doing more. I feel that the teachers and the counselors and the school administrators are learning how to work with these students, what's best for them, and really pushing the Hispanic students to graduate from high school and to go on. So I think it's everyone helping.
Just a combination of all those resources working together to help the students. We want to let people know how they can find out more information about the North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals. And they can call 919-467-8424 or log on to your website, the ncshp.org, and certainly find out more information about all the programs and services that are provided and how to get involved.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take another break. Susan,
Excellent.
thank you so much for the work that you're doing in our
us.
classrooms on a daily basis, and thank you for being our guest today. Marco, we'll talk more in just a minute.
Thanks.
All right. Up next, how the Latino community is making history in North Carolina. We'll explain when Tarheel Talk continues. Welcome back to Tar Heel Talk. I'm Sonia Williams. There are more than 200,000 Hispanic students in schools throughout the state. And today's show has focused on an organization whose mission is to keep Hispanic students in school, encourage them to graduate, and pursue higher education. The North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals is celebrating 15 years of promoting education among Hispanic youth. With us again is its president and co-founder, Marco Zarate. Also joining us is Bree Pasick, who is the director of the North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, your organization, along with the community, it has an opportunity coming up to make history here in North Carolina with the first ever State of the Latino Student Forum. Tell us a little bit about this forum and what people can expect.
Sure. This forum is intended to give the public a perspective on the state of Latino education in North Carolina over the last 10 years. And what we want to explore in this forum is the successes and challenges we've seen within the different sectors of education, from K-12 as well as higher education. So we are thankful and very lucky to have representatives from both of those. We'll have State Superintendent June Atkinson. We'll also have President Rawls from the NC Community College system. We'll also have President Ross from the UNC system, and Ms. Hope Williams, President Hope Williams from NC Independent and universities.
So you have a wide variety of panelists, and I know that this forum is going to be moderated by David Crabtree of our sister station WRAL. So it's a major opportunity to bring all of the educational institutions in North Carolina together to talk about the state of Latino education.
Yes, and the hope is, as Chris said, we wanted to hear from them what have been the challenges and what have been the successes, and also, most importantly, what are the plans for the future to make the education of this segment of the student population a better segment in the sense of achievement, in the sense of completion of high school, in the sense of pursuing higher education.
Sure.
The forum is open to the public, and we really hope to have people from all segments of the population. I mean, that we hope to have students, obviously legislators, people that care about the education of Latino students, to hear what our leaders have to tell us about the progress and the challenges and the future for the Latino education.
And this forum will take place on May 22nd. How can the public get involved and find out more information?
Currently we have information about the forum posted on our website, and it's also possible for anybody to register, and within that registration form they can submit questions to the panelists.
Okay.
So we will be getting feedback from the general public, and then we will have a committee. Our education committee will go through the questions and select them for the forum.
Okay, so people can log onto your website and they can register directly from your website and submit questions.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll make sure people have that address, and it is the ncshp.org, or they can call you if they have any questions about the registration at 919-467-8424. I know this forum, this is the first of its kind. Are you hoping that this will be an annual event or something that is done on a regular basis?
Yeah, I mean, we would like to hear, I mean, the progress on a continuous basis. I don't know if this will be every year, but I mean, it's sometimes when you establish new programs, sometimes it takes time to when you see the actual results and the fruit, but we will love to do it on a more frequent basis.
We have about 2 minutes left in the program, and I know that this organization is driven by its membership. Obviously, the first question people may ask is, do you have to be Hispanic to be a part of the North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals, and how do you get involved?
Well, you absolutely do not have to be Latino to join the society. We have a lot of our members that are Latino and non-Latino. Anybody who supports the mission and supports education in North Carolina, specifically of the Latino population, is more than welcome to join. Our membership serves more than anything as advocates for our mission. So just the numbers alone helps us in what we're doing day to day. So we encourage anybody that's interested in helping to serve as a role model in education, because you don't specifically have to be Latino to convey the message that education is important in North Carolina.
Okay, and people can log onto the website to find out about membership. They can go to thencshp.org. We certainly thank you both and look forward to the forum. Thank you, Marcos Zarate, co-founder of this organization, and Bree Pasick, director. Thank you for being our guest today, and thank you for what you're doing in the community.
The education of Latino students.
Absolutely. That's it for this week's Tar Heel Talk. I'm Sonia Williams. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.